everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to Mini Kit Monday. Today I'm going to be sharing the very first layout that I'm going to be creating using the kit that I shared with you guys last Monday, which was the first Monday of February 2020. And I will go ahead and have all of the ladies participating today down in my description box. All of their links would be down below, so you can go ahead and follow along with them as well. Now, I am going to be using mostly from the Honey and Spice collection on this layout today, and I do pull in a few items from the Again and Again collection from Pink Paisley. And I'll go ahead and link all of the items I used today down in my description box, as well as the video where I shared my mini kit for the month of February. So you can see in the top left corner of your screen, there is a sketch, and that's one of the 4 sketches that was shared with us this month in the Mini Kit Monday group. I'm going to be following that sketch today. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and cut this pattern paper, which will be the mat behind my background paper. And I'm using this green with floral pattern paper as my background. Now in my mini kit this month, I pulled in some tools as well. I pulled in a punch, a leaf punch, which I will use on this layout. And I also pulled in these rulers from We Are Memory Keepers. And here I'm just using one of the edges to go ahead and tear my pattern paper. And it's very easy to use. You just hold it down with your fingers, press it down, and just pull it towards you, and it tears very easily. And there are about, I think, 3 rulers in the set that I purchased, but it's just been sitting in my stash forever and I have not been using them. So this month I really wanted to make a bigger effort to use them. So here you can see I'm using the same edge once again, and I'm going to be tearing some vellum this time. And this vellum is from the Again and Again collection by Pink Paisley. So once I have everything all nice and lined up properly how I want them to be, I will go ahead and use my ATG to go ahead and adhere it all together. Now I did pull in some scraps to this kit that I put together, and one of it was this circle element here, and you can see there is a circle on the sketch as well. So I went ahead and freehand cut that circle out, and it's all wonky, but a lot of it is going to be covered by embellishment, so I'm not really concerned about it being uneven. And right now I'm just using my craft knife to cut some of those leaves and floral pieces on the left side, so that way I can tuck that circle element under those leaves and flower pieces. Now later on I do go in with some foam adhesive and tuck them under those leaves and florals. That way they're lifted off the page and they add a bit of dimension on the layout. Here I'm going to add a few layers behind my photo using the pattern paper that's my mat. And I also pulled in some 6x6 pattern papers in this kit, and I'm using those as well behind my photo to add some layers. So the photo I'm documenting today is just an everyday photo of myself and my daughter using a filter where we have the same picture with 2 different looks on the same 4x4 print. And I decided just to leave them both together that way on the 4x6 print and add them in on my layout. So here you can see I am using that punch that I pulled into this kit to create a few leaves using the pattern papers that I added to this kit. And I am going to be using mostly that light colored one, the tan that you see right there. The red ones I ended up not using at all. So here I am cutting a banner from the cut apart sheet using another one of those rulers to create a little scallop on the edge. And if you look at the sketch, there's a scalloped edge on the bottom of the circle, so I'm going to add that in there right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue embellishing this layout. So you can see I also have this tag that says love you on the left side of the layout, and I will bring that over to the right side in just a few moments. And here I'm using that torn edge ruler once again to cut into this pattern paper because I am going to add a cluster to the top right corner of my page. So I'm going to cut into 2 different pattern papers and line them up exactly how I want them and go ahead and adhere those using my ATG. And here I'm going to add in a second tag. I added some of the twine that I had in this kit, and I'm going to add both of those tags into the right side of my photo. Here I'm going to cut this floral piece in half and tuck it under those tags. And adding in that vellum tag, I am going to be using this dimensional glue dot. It's domed shape, and I'm going to add two of those to the top and the bottom where you see the florals, and you can't even see it at all through the vellum once I add it to the layout. And here's where I tuck that floral piece in under those tags. So right now I am going to bring in some gold, some bright gold using the doily. I added in a white doily and a gold one to this kit, and I'm going to use the gold one on this layout today. So I cut that one in half. I'm adding half of it in to the left side, and towards the end of this process I do use the other half as well on the right side of my layout. Here I'm pulling in some die cut pieces right now and adding some into the top of the photo. And you can see I added a burlap heart right next to my photo on the left. Now I'm going to add my title in, and I pulled in these scripty pink fonts, and once I added it in there, it just faded into the background and was not bold enough. So I decided to go ahead and use the bold gold alphas that I also added to this kit, and I'm going to spell out the word together. I also go ahead and cut apart the little tag that says be happy and fit those in right above the word together. So now my title reads be happy together. Now I do go in and cut that heart, that burlap heart, down just a little bit so I can pull it down a bit more closer to my title. I felt it was a little bit too high up and a little too bold on the background right now, so I do make it a little shorter and tucked in a little bit more, so you just see it peeping out, and I love it a lot better that way. So here I'm using some cork hearts on this layout, and I was actually able to use up all of the cork hearts on this layout, so those will all be gone. And at the end of this month I will give you guys a look through at all of the layouts I completed using my kit, so be sure to follow along with me throughout the months and take a look at the layouts that I create and the flip through at the end of the month. So here I'm just going to go ahead and continue adding embellishments. I'm adding in one of those gold paper clips that come with the Again and Again embellishment kit, and this is where I tuck in the heart a little further down the page, and now it's just peeping through and it's a little bit more subtle. So here I'm adding in the tan colored leaves that I punched out, and I'm adding adhesive just to the bottom part of the leaves, leaving the top part free. That way it's adding some dimension to the layout. And if you look to the bottom of my title, I added in a border sticker from the Again and Again collection by Pink Paisley, and I'm gonna remove that right now and just cut it in half. I felt like it just was a bit too bold and standing out a little bit too much on the layout. I also added part of that border strip in next to that cluster to the top right corner, so I'll go ahead and do the same with those pieces as well. So I did have a cork heart right next to my photo on the left side, and if you look there right now on the circle element, you do see a white spot when I removed that cork heart, and I need to cover that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a piece of the pattern paper and just tuck that in there so it looks like there's another layer of paper below my photo, behind my photo, and it's just a strip of paper that I tucked in there. So next I am going to go ahead and add in some more elements here. I'm adding in that circle that says you're my number one just to the heart, so it fills in the space, that empty space a bit there. And now I'm going to add in some Nuvo drops, And the Nuvo drop I'm using today is Raspberry Pink. And I do add quite a bit of drops onto my layout. And next I'll also add in some splatters, some gold splatters using the Liquitex acrylic ink in the color Iridescent Gold. Now, I mentioned before that I do add in some more of the gold doily to my layout, and at this point I felt my balance was a little off, so I do tuck a piece of that doily in next to my cluster to the bottom right side, and I also add piece of it in to the cluster on the top right corner as well. So I hope you guys enjoy the process today. Don't forget, check out my description box. I'll have lots of information there with the links to the other ladies that's participating today, as well as all of the items I used on this layout. Be sure to come back next Monday and check out layout number 2 that I'm going to be completing using my mini kit for the month of February. And I want to thank you all for watching today. So until my next video, bye.